Hey, it's Pop from Digi. We're going to make Monagot, but the first thing we're going to do, since one of the people is a vegetarian, we're going to make what they used, the term was a marinara sauce, but my Italian family and James used to call it marinade. It's a meatless sauce. I'm going to dice up a red onion. I like red onion for making tomato sauce. Some people call it gravy. Our family always called it sauce. Come on, guys. Cooperate. Large red onion. A lot of people are going to tell you 2 cloves of garlic. I like to peel garlic because I'm older and I'm getting lazy. We use a whole bag. I was always taught to smash the garlic to release the oils. And here you have a number 10 can of crushed tomatoes. That's what we like to use. Yeah, I know Pompadour, and you can buy tomatoes, expensive tomatoes, but I'm going to tell you, I've never had anybody in 50 years of making tomato sauce, meat sauce, or any kind of sauce, of anybody saying, oh, these tomatoes. And a can of tomatoes is under $3 at Sam's Club or Costco. So, red onion, a huge amount of garlic. I like to use large red onion. You could start with 2 cloves, or you can actually try making it with the whole bag. Again, I've had nobody say, oh my God, there's too much garlic in this. And like I said, you smash it to release the oils. You can see how wet it is. And we'll go to the stove. Okay, I've put some olive oil and rapeseed oil in the pan, heating it up on medium-high heat. Back up a little, you can see the onions and stuff. If you saw the pork video, the pork and peppers video, I like to cook the onions and the garlic on a little bit of a higher heat so I get some bits on the bottom. It gives it a nice sweet taste. Years ago, I know they used to have different one of, well, having 16 aunts and uncles on both sides of the family. Some would add sugar, some would make sauce with tomatoes and paste. We just use crushed tomatoes. Jane, you want to open that can for me? Please, sorry. I know, probably shouldn't stick your hand in the pan, but I was stick my hand in the pan above to see how hot it's getting. I should have probably put it on before I put the film on. This is our son's idea, by the way. I'd be fun just to cook it, have somebody else film it, but that's not going to happen. And we will probably buy a portable stovetop to put on the aircraft carrier we have as a counter and start filming there, which would make it easier. Yeah, it's starting to sizzle. So once it starts to sizzle, I'm pretty sure you can hear that. Fresh ground black pepper. You can use the stuff in a can. I've gotten into this India bold pepper that you get at Penske's. I really like it. Kosher salt, you don't use a lot. And you can hear it sizzling. Right now it's on 3/4 high heat, it's on medium high. And like I said, I do that on purpose. And we'll let that simmer for about 5 or 10 minutes. And I'll come back and I'll show you the next stuff. Been on about 5 minutes. You can hear it sizzling. Because again, medium high heat. A Marinara sauce takes about 20-25 minutes and it's delicious. What we add to it after we pour the tomatoes in is I like to use dry oregano, dried basil, but I love fresh parsley. And that's the way we make it. If we were at, you just cook it till it gets hot and serve it. And you should smell the aroma in the house from all the onions and garlic. Some of you might say, oh my God, a large onion. Try it. We have made the sauce for over 50 years. I don't know of anybody that's ever said, and I'm talking about not necessarily Italian, but Irish, Jewish, German, English, whatever our friends are, have the sauce and say, oh my God, too much onion, oh my God, too much garlic. Jane's chopping the fresh parsley. The high heat again, a little color. See, they're starting to stick. Because you gotta rub them, see the little bits? Well, you don't. We're getting an attachment for our phone so we can hang them from the stove. Or I don't think we'll need it once we'll go over there, but so you can look directly into the pot. We're getting a nice color on them. And we'll let it cook for about another 5 minutes, and then we'll add the sauce. We got a nice color on them. I think that's good. Altogether, it was really like 4 minutes and 4 minutes, because it's on, like I said, a medium-high heat. I don't care about the translucent stuff. They have some color. You could see. This is where Grandpa always makes a mess. And we're going to let that come to a simmer. It's on high heat, medium high heat, so I'm going to stand here and watch it. And we'll come back in probably about 10 minutes. Oh, wait. I do add a little water to the pan and get to the rest of the tomatoes out. Some people think it's going to make the sauce watery, but it's really not. And then, of course, we recycle. No seasoning yet. Something I've always done too, if it was a meat sauce, like I said, this whole operation is going to take a half hour, approximately. If I was making a meat sauce, I would not add the basil and the oregano and the fresh parsley early. I'd wait till probably a half hour, an hour before, 40 minutes before the meat sauce is done after cooking a couple hours, and then throw the other seasoning, although the meat would have seasoning in it too. So when it starts to simmer, we'll put the seasoning in. Be back in a minute. As you can see, it's starting to bubble. It's about a tablespoon of dried basil. About a half a tablespoon of dried oregano. And Grandma chopped for me about a third of a cup. This is a half a cup, but you got to push it down. So it's about a third a cup of fresh parsley, Italian parsley. Curly parsley's for decorating. Mix that in. It's all well incorporated. Let it come back up to temp. We'll let it simmer for a while. Then we'll turn it off. And then later, we're going to show you how to make Monte crepes. What the simple stuffing is to just make cheese, although you could put a number of things inside. We also do this for people that don't eat meat. At the church, we'll do this sauce for about 150, 200 people. And when we make the Monte, we'll actually not make the meat sauce, but we'll make meat sauces, meatballs and sausage on the side and add sauce to that to cook them. But that way, if people don't eat meat and not necessarily a vegan, because there's going to be cheese and mozzarella and egg and ricotta inside the Monte, they can at least eat the Monte. Or we'll also make big ziti lasagna, where instead of using noodles, just cook baked ziti al dente and mix it with ricotta cheese and meatballs and sausage, and you don't have to do all that layering jazz. So let's let this simmer, and we'll come back and show you the finished product. Now I'm going to check the other stuff. I'll leave that on low. Learning.